Hi, welcome back to the cabin. It's Ian from Off Grid with Penny Glen Cabin Life. Hi, hello to everybody. It's 2:30 in the morning. I've just got up. I went in a deep sleep yesterday and I feel a bit more with it today. I've been up, like I say, about 10-15 minutes. So I've got the fire going, which I'll show you the fire. Hold on. There you go, I've got the fire going. So today I'm hoping to potter around and get a few jobs done. Yesterday I cut some wood over at the pond, so I was desperate for wood. I was running low on that, so I've cut that up. I might do a bit more of that today as well. I'm determined to possibly cut some wood. I'm hoping, can't get my words out, can I? I'm hoping to do a bit of work on the extension today. I had a look in it yesterday and I noticed a few errors I've done. I'll put kettle on, hold on. I'll show you errors, which you'll have probably seen anyway when I was doing it. We'll come back for that, hold on. Let's go outside. Oh dear. See if we can get our Bramby on. Come on, lights. Oh, she's on the ledge. Can you see her? That patch. It's a bit dark, I know it is, but... So, listen, I'll just switch the camera around. Yeah, so there's my extension I'm building. So that's some of the wood I cut over at the pond yesterday. Now, down here, obviously, I've got the side wall on. I've got most of this wall on here, so I'm going to do a bit of work on that. But the problem I found is... If you notice, when I'm cutting the wood and putting them on, there's obviously a piece of wood in the corner that I nailed these boards onto. Well, if you look, I've not put a piece of wood along here. So I'm going to have to cut that all the way down and fit a piece of wood into it to correct it. You see, that side's got a piece there. And then where this is here, I'm going to have to start boarding this section here. So obviously there's no piece of wood here to nail to as well. So I'm going to have to put some pieces all the way down. So I'll have to get on with that as well. I want to try and crack on with this best I can. So, but it's looking all right, isn't it? I've done it all by myself using just normal hand tools. Now, I don't know what your opinion is on this, considering I've only used hand tools. But I've got the option of using some power tools that might get it done a bit quicker and get it rushed through a bit faster, get done. But let me just turn the camera around again, hold on. Because when my cousin died just before the pandemic, Eileen, when we came to clear her place, then she had a lot of power tools. Some are power pack ones and some are electric. So if I used electric ones like a chop saw, because I've got a brand new chop saw that she left for me. So if I do, I'll probably have to put a generator on if there's not enough power in the batteries. Hopefully there will be enough power. So I'm umming and ahhing about doing that so I can get the job done quicker. But I've used a handsaw on every single piece of wood that's in here. So maybe if I stuck with the handsaw, I feel more pride in myself that I've done it all with traditional tools near enough. I know I've used an impact drill to put the frames together. I know I have, but I couldn't use a hand drill. It took me forever, wouldn't it? You can imagine them wind ones. So I think, I don't know, see how I go. I'll keep using the hand saws. And then if I get where I'm getting tired with it, then I'll start using my chop saw, I think. So I'm umming and ahhing, as they say. So hopefully I can get this done and crack on with it. So I'm going to do some this afternoon. I know I'm rambling on, but... I've had a few people ask me questions as well, and they asked me, do I live alone at the cabin? Yes, I do, but I've got my mate Kev. He was my best man at my wedding. So Kev's on about moving up. He might come and stop with me. He's stopping with me for about 2 to 3 weeks, seeing if he likes it, and then he might come and move up here with me. So that'd be good. Be good company for me, that. So I don't see anybody from one week to the next. So it'd be good to have somebody here. Plus, it'll motivate me to get jobs done as well. So he said he wants to do loads of stuff every day with me and everything. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. Really am. He's a good mate, Kev. I knew Kev, whoa, God, going back, it would have been the early 90s I knew Kev. And then when I was in rehab, I used to share a flat with his brother, Mark. And Kev used to live up the road from me. And I used to walk up when I first got to know him and knock on his bedroom door. Well, he was in a bedsit. Knock on his door and I got to know him. We did loads of stuff together. Went on pub crawls and got nightclubs. We did all sorts. We were really close mates. And then I met the wife. Well, the girlfriend, married her, Tracy. And then we got a bedsit up there. And then we lived there for about 4 or 5 months. And then we got the opportunity to move to Penistone near a family. So when we moved away, it broke me out. It really did, because I didn't see Kev properly for quite a long time. And then eventually I used to come through on the train on a Monday to see him, spend a few hours and then go back to Penistone. But then when I moved up here, I kind of lost contact with him, really. We didn't really natter on to each other as much as we do now. And then we kind of kept getting in contact every so often. Then it went cold, if you know what I mean. But then lately we've got to know each other again, so it's been really good. We talk about the old days and have a good laugh. Yeah, I've got a lot of respect for Kev. He was in the army. He was a sergeant in the army. He was in the Iraq War. He was in the Falklands. He's done all that. He's been all over the place. He's a really, really kind, caring, genuine man. And I look forward to him coming up, actually. So let's go back in and see how this kettle's going on. Oh, it's warm in here. It's nice and warm in here. So I'm nudging you about a bit. So, yeah, there's things that people don't know about me. Like, I know it's a daft thing to say, but I'm a very shy person. And people don't know that about me. I am, actually. But I'm shy in a funny way, really, because... Like when I first started YouTube, I found it a bit difficult coming in front of the camera and talking. It was like a weird thing talking into the lens, if you know what I mean. But I find it pretty easy now. But sometimes I clam up and I ramble on a bit, and as you know. So my dad says I could talk a glass eye to sleep. He always says that, my dad. But the funny thing is, if you get me in a room full of blokes, then I kind of go quiet and I don't really talk to people. I just go really quiet and everything, because I always feel that I don't make the grade, if you know what I mean, in society, especially because of my bipolar. But like on the flip of the coin with that, if you get me in a room full of women, I'm in my element. I could just go over and talk to any woman. It doesn't bother me. So, because like when we used to go around town, me and Kev, years ago, nightclubs and clubs and everything, then women used to come up to us all the time. So, and we used to chat away and whatever we did type of thing. But I've never been shy towards groups of women. Some men clam up when there's women in a room. You know, they won't go over, they seem a bit shy. But I could just walk straight over and say, "Up, ladies, how's I doing? Nice to see you, cuties." You know. And, yeah. So that's about that. I'm hoping Susie and Scott's going to come and see me soon. So I want to get enough space done so they can come. So that'd be nice. I've not seen them for such a long time as well. So they've got a litter of pups on, so they'll have their hands full at the moment with that. So this kettle, oh, it's boiled, right, good one. So listen, I'll catch you in a bit, all right? So I've been reminiscing quite a bit about the old days, and you know, Billy Connolly always says, and he does always say it, he always says people, when they say they miss their old days and things were better in the old days, he always says they're not. He says people just miss the youth, and I think people do miss the youth. I really do. I miss my youth. You might laugh and say he's only a young lad, he's 10, but I'm 62, me, you know. Well, I'm 62. I'm knackered, me. I'm an old man. That's what my mother-in-law used to say about me, young man knackered. She did. No, I'm 47-year-old, 48 this year. But I'm an old 47. My body's tired and old. I've done a lot in my life, and it's kind of knackered me up, if you know what I mean. So yeah, so other things I was thinking about the old days. When I used to go to church, I thought it was brilliant going to church, me. So I used to go to the youth groups and everything. I was only a young lad myself. So there were lots of young dolly birds there and everything. So that was good. I miss Mike, actually. He was a curate at our church. And me and him ended up being really, really close friends. And he was a really kind man. And when I got ill, he kind of really, really looked after me. He was really good. And I remember some of the rehab centres I went in, because when I talk about saying I've been in a rehab centre, I don't mean for taking drugs. I've never, ever in my life took any illegal drugs. I've smoked, but I've only smoked tobacco. I've never smoked weed or out like that. And I've drunk beer. I've never really been a shorts man. I collect whiskey. You know, I've got a great big whiskey collection. But I've never really been a big shots man, if you know what I mean, spirits. So yeah, so I miss the old days and that. We used to go around the pubs and everything, local pubs, especially in Salford. When I was in a rehab centre in Salford, it's actually shut down, that rehab centre now. We're called Caring Hands, I think. And I miss my mate Daryl that were there. He was a funny lad, Daryl. He was a good laugh. He used to walk everywhere in bare feet. He'd go shopping in town with bare feet, never wear shoes. Funny, he was weird that way. His skin on his feet must have been like leather. Oh, and I always remember the driveway he used to walk down, it was like gravel. So he must have hurt his feet unless they were totally hardened up. So, but, yeah, and then I miss, where else did I go? I went to Sheridan House in Barnsley. That was brilliant, that. That place, to me, were like a family. There was only a few of us in the main building, and there was about 8 of us in the main building, and we all knew each other inside out as residents in a way. And it was great, do you know what I mean? We were like a big family, we looked after each other, and it was great. And yeah, so I used to know there's quite a few my age there. There were Gary, but Gary unfortunately took his life now. He took an overdose. It's a shame, because he was a nice lad, Gary. He had his problems like we all did, but he were a nice lad, Gary. And then there were Kev's brother, Mark, and I ended up sharing a flat with him, and he was funny. I'm going to tell you something now, right? This is true, this. He was a mucky bugger with Mark, right? True story, this. My mum came over one day to see me. I'm not kidding you with this, it's true, this, right? She came over to see us, and she said, this house is like a hovel, right? She said that to me. I went, I'm trying to keep it clean. And she turned around to Mark and said, you're a dirty, disgusting little man. Do that. Honest, that is a true story. And he always says that to me when he sees me. You're a dirty, disgusting little man. And it's true, that. Absolutely priceless, that. She was straight to the point with that. And I always remember our kitchen, like, where he never used to wash up, Mark, and like the pots would be like heaped up in air. Oh God, he'd use every single plate, bowl, knife and fork before he'd wash up. Yeah, so it was good. Then I got to know the odd job man, who was about my age, John, and I ended up working with him, and I got money off the owners for doing that. So I kind of learned DIY off him as well. He was funny, but he made me laugh, John, right? John was married to Chantel. Now, I'll be honest with you, Chantel were a dolly bird, right? Well, they weren't getting on well. So John started having an affair with Charlene, who was Michael's, the owner's daughter. So it caused war. Honestly, oh, he walked on a dodgy line, did John? Oh, God. But the things John did, I'll go into that other days, but Goldie Bennett, he was unbelievable. I think one of the funniest things we did, we had to decorate this flat for Cookie, right? Because we used to, Alan Cook, when money were tight, we used to call him Cookie Cutbacks, right? So he says to us, I want you to decorate this flat for us. This was like one of his private flats he owned. So me and John's painted away. And because we're no professional painters, you get paint all over your face and your body and all this, right? So we looked at mirror before we went out, and John goes, come on, let's have a laugh. So we started putting like Indian tribal paint lines on our face and our foreheads and, you know, all stuff like that. Anyway, he had a soft top car, right? So it was a really hot day. So we decided we'd drive around with this war paint on, and we'd look dead forward in car. And then as soon as we saw some dolly birds pull up outside the car, we both got turned like that and go, wink at them, you know, and then start laughing. And we ended up where we would be talking to them. They'd pull over and we started talking to them and getting to know them and stuff. Oh, we had a right laugh. So, but I tell you something, right, you'll laugh at this, but I sussed this out, me. I went to used to go to nightclubs with old mates and everything. And when I first went, I used to find that all those mates stood together and all the women stood together. Well, the women weren't coming over. This was the first couple of times we went, and I'm thinking, why are they not coming over? Then I realised women would never go over to a group of men. So what I did was, when I got there, I got myself a pint. I said, right, lads, I'm off. So I'd go upstairs in Hedonism, right, in Barnsley, this nightclub called Hedonism. But all the locals, we used to call it Scrubbinism, because it was hacky, right? All the carpets were full of dried on sick from like the night before or the week before. Oh, it stunk the place. We call it Scrubbinism, right? So, but you could go upstairs and there was a balcony, and on a Friday and a Saturday, the balcony were open. So I went upstairs and I just stood near the balcony, just leaning on with my pint. And because I was on my own, and back then, don't laugh at this, but I was a really good looking lad. I've got some photos somewhere, I dig them up, and I'll show you I was a good looking lad before I put all this weight on. I got old, because I didn't used to have the weight I've got now. So, these call me the Bolton boy, right? So I would go upstairs, and all women would come up to me, so I got to know them all and everything. And then the other lads thought, hey, up, I'm not having this. So they started to keep trying to come up and one by one and standing with me. So they were buggers, I tell you. They didn't let me get away without them lads. So listen, here's me rabbiting on. But I'll let you get off. And I just told you a bit about myself and that, you know. Other thing is, I am on the mend, but I am sleeping a lot. I don't know why. Those of you who might be new to the channel, I've been having mental health problems this last few weeks. I've been feeling really tired and really strained and just run down, really. And I've been resting up for the last week or two. And I'm feeling better. So I'm sorry the videos haven't been coming up as normal as they would do. But I am going to try and get myself back into gear and get everything done. But what I would say is thank you so much for sticking with me on the channel. If you are new to the channel, if you could press the subscribe button and ring the bell for all notifications. So whenever I put a video up, you'll get it in your inbox. I've got 300 odd videos if you want to look back at any videos and watch away. And I just want to say to all those who's on my Patreon channel, thank you very much for subscribing to my Patreon. And for all those on YouTube, thank you for sticking with me. And I love you all, and thank you very much. I'll see you soon, back down at the cabin. Dinky-do!